What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Double B. That's right. Bad Blood is in the house with your boy, the mixologist himself, Mr. Chemical Julian, who is not in his There he is. We got we got your boy Husky from Husky's Funhouse down here below. We got Tommy Celsius, aka Raj is a bitch. Then we got Crazy Kiara Dillon. Welcome to the Roundtable Network News Special Edition. We are talking about Stuart Smith, aka Psycho Stu, and the issues that happened on Saturday, August 23rd at Knox Pro Wrestling. We are here to talk about that, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, everybody. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Hi, guys.
So I wanted to talk about this. Usually we come on Monday night, we talk about Monday Night Raw, we talk about the things that are happening in the industry today. But right now I want to talk about this because this has been heavily on my mind the last couple of days. As a professional wrestler, I will say this. I was appalled. Fuck all that. I'm just gonna be unprofessional for a moment. I was really fucking pissed off by what I saw happen. There are things that happen in the ring. There are things that happen backstage. There's a lot of stories going on, a lot of videos. TMZ's doing this, and PW Insider and WWE. Everybody's doing everything. But I want to come on here as an actual factual person that's been in the ring, that's doing these things, that knows Stu, just like Kiara Dillon right there, the first graduate of Knox Pro Wrestling School.
Female graduate.
First female graduate. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
First female graduate of Knox Pro Wrestling.
I actually graduated with Stu, though.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted you on. There's a lot of shit that's been said, a lot of things that have been talked about, but I want to talk about some positive things first and foremost. In case you guys didn't know, unless you guys are living under a fucking rock, there's a GoFundMe that has been added for the medical bills for Stu. And I'm going to read some information here, but I want to let you guys know right now. The goal was set 2 days ago for $22,000. As of today, as of right now, the 25th at 5:14 p.m., we have $15,373 raised through donations, 508 donations completed so far. So I will be putting that GoFundMe link at the bottom of the screen. I'll let it go for a while. But I want to talk about what it says here. So it says, hello, everyone. I'm reaching out to get support for Stuart Smith, better known as Psycho Stu. On August 23rd, he was involved in an unscripted assault that left him in the hospital with intensive recovery needed to regain good health. Stuart Smith is a U.S. Army veteran who has used wrestling as an outlet to deal with PTSD. This incident was not only caused major physical harm, but it also disrupted his career inside the ring and outside of it. Any donation will be used to cover uncovered medical expenses, recovery support, loss of income. There's a lot of stuff right there. So basically, saying thanks everyone for your support. Monique, I want to talk. I'm sorry, Kiara Dillon. I want to talk to you real quick.
You can call me Monique. It doesn't matter. That's my real name. But for those of you who don't know,
yeah, I want to talk to you first because you knew him personally. Well, I shouldn't say knew because he's not dead. God damn it.
Yeah, I know.
You know him personally.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you know the insides and outs of Knox Pro Wrestling as being the first female graduate. Let's talk about that. Tell me about Knox Pro Wrestling and your experience.
Gosh, Knox Pro is an amazing school. I mean, I loved everything about it. It was definitely intense, and but it made me a good wrestler. And I love Reno. I loved all the trainers there. I loved all the students there. I just and no one has ever said anything bad about Stu. No one had. I mean, even to this day, Stu's been there for 16, 17 years, something like that. No one's ever said anything bad about Stu. Stu's been like such a sweetheart. Every time I've seen him inside and outside of the ring, we've hung out. There was one time after Gangrel and I got divorced, him and Lacey and I went and had some lunch when he was at, he was down in for Stagecoach. And so he asked me, he says, hey, I'm going to be in town. Do you and Lacey want to meet up for lunch? I said, yeah, of course. So we've always stayed in touch. And when I watched what happened, well, at first I see things coming up on my feed. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I see things coming up on my feed and I think, oh, this must be some sort of work. So I reached out to Stu and I said, hey, please tell me that this is a work and that you're okay. So then I started to research it more and I watched the video and I was like, oh my God, I just was sick to my stomach. I knew right away, right as soon as he hit that mat, I knew that he was out. And seeing all those blows, it was just horrifying, horrifying. And I couldn't sleep. And Shiloh wrote to me, and he told me that he just visited him in the hospital, and he was in ICU. Sorry, I'm getting a little shooken up. And so Shiloh and I talked a little bit, and I put a post, and then Shiloh says, "Hey, can you kayfabe the post for right now?" He said, I just don't want to say anything. I said, "Okay, yeah, I'm sorry about that." So I took it down. But I've been in touch with other wrestlers that have been going to go visit him and stuff, and now he's still in critical care, but he's awake now. But he's got a lot of broken bones to the face, broken teeth. It's just devastating.
It's a real shitty situation as a professional wrestler to watch something like that happen, and
Right.
then to watch the bullshit comments from Rampage Jackson before he found out, the seriousness of the injury. Raj was on Kick streaming live, and there was a lot of things said on that Kick stream that honestly, me and Julian talked about this before. Like, there's a lot of videos going around. Like, if this case does become something that's going to court, there's going to be hell to pay. Like, it's going to be hell to pay with some of these
There's
things.
a lot of documented evidence that was taken for free.
Oh yeah. Like, there's no cops don't have to work. They don't have to search too far for fucking damaging evidence. It's right there.
Yeah.
Right in front of their faces.
It sucks because this could have easily been avoided. It easily could have been avoided. It was just misguided anger. It was miscommunication. It was information. It really could have easily been avoided.
There's a lot of things too that like really pissed me off as a wrestler, like the referee situation, counting the 3 on an unconscious cycle stool. Like, what the fuck was going on there? But we'll get into that later. I want to talk about AJ Mana. There's a lot of heat right now on him being an independent wrestler working for Knox Pro. And this right here, courtesy of Mike Johnson from PW Insider, AJ Mana made a comment on his Facebook page after he blocked all comments. People can't comment back on his post. He made this comment, and it says this: independent wrestler Andre Joel Hudson, aka Knox Pro's AJ Mana, took to his Facebook to comment on Raja Jackson's incident over the weekend, including stating that when he told Jackson to get a receipt, he was speaking in character. He says this: "I want to take a moment to address the recent incident at Knox Pro. First and foremost, my thoughts are with Psycho Stu and his family. No one ever wants to see a fellow performer get seriously hurt. There's been a lot of speculation online about my role that night. The truth is, I was in character and speaking in the language of wrestling. Everything I said was part of the show, and I never intended and or encouraged any real harm. This was a situation that unfortunately got out of hand and due to miscommunication behind the scenes. Wrestling is built on trust, respect, and protecting each other in the ring. That is what I stand for, and anyone who's ever worked with me knows that. I respect this business. I respect the fans. I respect the performers who step between the ropes. I hope we can focus on Stu's recovery and making sure something like this never happens again." That came from AJ Mana.
I believe him when he says that.
Now,
I don't know him, but I believe him. I believe him when he says that. However, Reno called for the receipt. Reno left it in AJ's hands, and I think AJ probably thought that Raja knew what a receipt was, but MMA and wrestling are completely different. And
totally different.
Our receipts, and Lord knows I should have gotten a lot of receipts, but women just don't really do that much in their matches. But I just think it was just he wasn't informed of what a receipt really would have been, and maybe because of how angry he was, maybe they should have set it up later on, maybe not that night, so that they could properly direct him on what to do. I think also that Raja would have been fine with it at first, but then he got on to his with his followers, and his followers were getting in his head, and he just turned to anger, and he has a lot of anger in him, and he just unfortunately let loose.
So let me interject real quick. So that is just a typical case of we're not smartening anybody up and we're just going to use insider logo or insider lingo and think that they know what we're talking about. And that's exactly what they did with him. He's like, yeah, I know what a receipt is. And you just see there's different angles and different time stamps in his videos of what he's saying is, I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna do this. And, he's gonna get his. And character or not, I get it. But you need to know that the guy that you are speaking to understands that you're in character and you're not really speaking from your heart. Before you go and you make a stand like that, because it can be misconstrued. And to be honest with you, I think he's backpedaling a lot because he realized that he fucked up, and now he has Stu's blood on his hands, and that's a terrible thing to have to deal with. I mean, if Stu would have died in that ring, he would have had to live with that for the rest of his life. Rampage Jackson's son, Raja, when he was on the phone with his friend in another video that they were filming for his kick and all that other stuff, he was on the phone with his friend, and his friend said, he's flatlined in the middle of the ring. He's not breathing. He's out. You know what Raja said? My bad.
Right.
Yeah.
My
no
bad?
remorse. No remorse.
My bad.
Go watch the Raja stream. You'll get to see all what happened. AJ said, give him a receipt. He said, you know what a receipt is. Now, I watched all the videos. Like, I watched all the videos because before
Same.
Me and Shane had a conversation about this before. Before I make an educated guess, before I make a statement about something, I don't want to be guessed. I want to have proof. I want to have facts. I want to come here with facts because I don't want no one to be able to dispute anything that I'm saying. Right? The things that he said on his stream, he's stupid. He said that shit live on Kick. Like, he was saying, I'm gonna fucking kill him, I'm gonna do this or that. So that's premeditated.
Right.
You can't say, oh man, I hit him too hard, it was an accident. You literally was on there getting hyped up by all these fucking these kick people hyping you up to do this to him. And then his dad tried to say, well, he had a fight earlier in the week and he was suffering from a concussion. I'm sorry.
Then he shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been there and involved.
That is such an excuse too.
I've been in this business 31 years. I've had several concussions. I've never gone out there and beat the shit out of somebody because I had a concussion. That's stupid.
Right.
That's stupid.
And again, and I'll say this, like we were talking off the air. One, you're right, Kira. When you watch his head, he tried to brace himself as best as he could for the fall. His head hit the mat. He was either he's on Dream Street or he's knocked silly to the point that he doesn't know what's going on upon that impact.
100%.
Then Raja goes and throws a haymaker. That first haymaker knocks him clean. And I mean, knocks him clean. He is limp. As a trained MMA fighter, you know when your opponent is unconscious.
Out. Yeah.
And
Out cold.
Look, the only reason that those guys continue until the referee interjects is because they are taught to fight until they're stopped.
Yes.
This isn't an MMA fight. So
And
why
that's
are
the thing.
you fighting? Why are you fighting until you're stopped? And then when people are pulling you off, you're fighting even more.
Right.
So
right.
That's the point I was making earlier. So as a trained fighter, whether you're trained in karate, jiu-jitsu, whatever your fighting style is, one thing that you're trained to do is be responsible for your fighting style and knowing when to stop, knowing when you achieve your goal, someone's knocked out, wherever the goal is. It's part of what is called discipline in fighting. So the fact that he slammed Stu on the ground, he was out. It was pretty much visible to everybody that he was out. He hit him once, and then he continued to hit him. Between punches 1 and 2, something in his head should have said, this dude is unconscious, let me stop. And that is where his professionalism and his discipline as a fighter went out the window. Number 2, I get that the referee and other people who were visible by ringside probably thought this was a work, but there came a point where they said, holy shit, this is going sideways. and that's when they went to intervene. But the problem here is you have a guy who's not an entertainer and not a wrestler,
Yep.
who jumped in the ring and he went into business for himself. I don't care what his excuse is, whether, oh, he had a fight early in the week, oh, he had a concussion. If you're not trained to be in the ring, you shouldn't be in the ring.
Nope.
Even
Exactly.
the ref is trained to an extent. All the performers are trained. And what are you trained to do? You're trained to protect each other. Because
Exactly.
you don't want anybody leaving the ring unconscious, like, unless there's an accident. But you don't want anybody purposely leaving the ring unconscious, much less going to the hospital, much less being laid up, missing teeth, and all this other stuff. And so the intent was there. The intent behind his fist, behind everything he did, was there. It was clear. Someone said give him a receipt. He did not understand what a receipt is in wrestling. We've seen plenty of receipts in the ring where someone hits you hard, and that's an indication to quit fucking around, get back to business.
Yep.
Right.
He had
They
no idea
they
what a
use
receipt meant, and he went into business for himself. And that is where the lack of discipline, the lack of professionalism just went out the window, and he should never be in any type of ring again.
Now let's talk about that word. Hold on 1 second, Mike. Let's talk about that word you just said, professionalism. Now,
Yep.
Now, Monique, Knox Pro teaches that. Knox Pro teaches professionalism. They teach you all of the stuff you need to know to be a professional. I've known Reno for fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
Like, I know those guys. I know the talent that they churn out of that place is great. So as of this morning, WWE has removed Knox Pro from the WWE ID program, and they removed them from the WWE recruitment website.
And that's really unfortunate because Knox Pro is an amazing school.
You got Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. You got Seth Rollins' Brave and Black and Brave Academy. You got Cody Rhodes' Nightmare Factory. You got Scott Reed's Elite Pro Wrestling Training Camp. Those are the only ones that are still part of the WWE developmental. And it really sucks because guys like Solo Sikoa came out of fucking Knox Pro. Guys like Rusev came out of Knox Pro. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these, guys like Jacob Fatu. A lot of these guys came out of Knox Pro. Reno and Rikishi are fucking great teachers, but this has put a black mark on them for the simple fact that in the video it shows Reno saying, "Hey, bro, we're always working. It's always a work." Now I'm gonna say this. I hit people with water bottles that explode water all over the fucking place. Right. And that's because I unscrew the top of the water bottle and I squeeze the water bottle when I hit them so water goes everywhere. I do not hit them with a full-on fucking water bottle. And I watched the video of him with that fucking can, and there was no fucking way in general. There's no way he hit him with that can. And like, I'm sorry, but Raj is a little fucking guy. He would have fucking moved. He got hit with that can. He would have moved. It would have hurt him, but it didn't.
Right. And here's what gets me is that, Reno was diffusing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had it under control. He had it diffused. They shook hands. Everything was great. And then all of a sudden, he was gaslighting Stu just so he can get in that ring and throw his licks on him,
There's a lot of fucking shit behind this whole story. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just, part of me is like so angry about the whole situation that, like, and me, I'm an old school wrestler. I'm an old school guy. If you get in that ring and you're fucking up the guy that I'm working with, I'm gonna grab you and I'm gonna stomp the shit out of you. You don't get out of the ring. You don't get out. Let's just call it what it is. You don't get out. You don't walk out of that.
I mean, personally, I put this on Raj. I will say 99%. And the reason why I put it on him that much is because in any day of your life, you could be upset with something. Like, for example, Bad Blood and I talked about this the other day. When Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield, I made the joke that Mike being, maybe not the brightest bulb in the Christmas tree, when he was getting his ass beat for a couple of rounds, he went back to his corner and someone was like, "Hey man, if that was me, I'd bite a motherfucker's ear off." And then he did.
Right.
Do you blame the guy? The guy who would have said bite his ear was probably like making a joke, because I mean, who the fuck would do that? If someone had told Raj, "Hey man, if that was me, I would stab his ass in the middle of the ring." I mean, come on. Again, professionalism and discipline, and you know what kind of business this is. Are you really going to go stab somebody in the middle of the ring? Are you going to pull a gun on somebody in the middle of the ring? No, you're not. You're going to do what it takes for the show to go on. That is what everybody wants to happen. They want the show to go on. They want the show to be entertaining, and they want everyone to go home relatively in the same condition that they came there in. And so his decision
All him.
to get in the ring and slam this dude on his head and to punch him repeatedly, that is all on him.
Yeah.
Now, hold on, but I need to say this. I need to say this before we go any further. There's something that popped up on the video. Rudy Boy Gonzalez posted no words. Like, that's all he could say when he watched his video. So Stu was already knocked out.
Yep.
He's already knocked out. He's already had like fucking 30 punches thrown to his face.
Yep.
Right?
Mhm.
He's probably damn near, he's pretty fucked up at this point. Why did the guy wrestling him cover him and the fucking ref count to 3?
That man should have been stopped after
We
that.
all know when someone gets hurt, you fucking throw that X up, you get that guy in the ring, you fucking stop. Right? Like, for years, WWE was criticized for keeping the pay-per-view going after Owen fell 30 feet to his fucking death. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
WWE was criticized. They shit on Vince McMahon for that, right? We
Still to this day.
also on this podcast have done that. We've
Yeah.
done that. But this referee, I don't know I don't know the guy's name. I don't care to know the guy's name. That right there, he shouldn't have been worried about counting the 3. He should have been worried about getting the guy out of the ring. And then the guy who covered Stu, if you weren't covering him to save his life, you should have been covering him for the fucking 3 count. Like, to me, that's going into business for yourself too.
Well,
Here-
hold on. Let me
here-
play
let me
devil's
ask you this
advocate
question.
for a second. Hold on. I don't know who the ref was. I don't know if he was brand new and just didn't know how to handle the situation or thought that it was still a work. I think that, a lot of people that watched the video were saying at first too that they thought it was a work. You and I both know that as wrestlers, that wasn't a work. We knew once he hit his head on the mat and he was knocked out, he's not even putting his hands up to protect himself, that
Correct.
it's not a work. But the average person who knows that wrestling is a work thought that was a work, so who knows what the referee thought? I mean, and you're in shock too. So it's like we're sitting here saying shoulda, woulda, coulda, but we don't know. We don't know if that was the ref's first match. We don't know anything,
So I want to
So-
watch. I want to watch this real quick. I want to share this real quick. Give me 1 second. Now let's go back and watch what happens before he makes the count. Watch what he does. He's throwing up the X. So why would he throw up the X and then fucking count?
Okay, let me ask you this question. Was that a no DQ match? Because Rampage, Ross came in,
Regardless,
so it should have been the ring the bell disqualification.
Wow.
regardless if it was a no DQ, a fucking Iron Man match, that guy should not have been there.
You know what? I will say this, and in the vein of trying to preserve kayfabe, I want to believe that the wrestler covered him to check on him.
I
So
can
from the
see that.
audience's perspective, nothing is wrong. It's all part of the match. From his perspective, I can say, "Hey, are you okay? You're okay." And when he got no response, referee's like 1, 2, 3, okay, and okay, we know this guy is out. We need to get him some help. I could be wrong, but I'm going to give him that benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Now
I can
that's the
see
reason.
that.
That's the reason why I wanted to bring this up. Okay, because everyone is like, there's so much heat going on right now, and granted, the heat should be on fucking the guy who did this,
Oh,
not
yeah.
the guy
Exactly.
who
100%.
the heat 1000%. Fuck that, 1000%. The
Yeah.
heat should be on that guy. There are guys like people that I respect in this business. Now I'm gonna read a post from a good friend of ours, Sin Bodie.
I love
He's-
Sin.
he says
I
this.
loved what he had to say.
Whoever the jabroni and the cowboy hat is a fucking idiot. Indie guys and girls are not qualified to dole out receipts, especially not qualified to greenlight some amped up, spoiled Beverly Hood Beverly Hood outsider to do so. I can say with personal experience, Stu is a very kind, humble guy and a vet. Senseless, classless act. Thank goodness for the dude in the braids that tackle Raj and most likely saved Stu's life. For the marks, I think Raj was justified and premeditated attempted murder because he was too stupid, fragile to understand and handle the situation. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Raj had zero impulse control and should be in jail. Speedy recovery to Stuart Smith. P.S. If somebody screams out loud, "I'm not a bitch," well, it's if it quacks like a duck, waddles like a duck, it's definitely a bitch. I 1000% agree with Sen. Fuck this guy for what he did.
He'll be arrested.
I just keep saying, bro. I just keep saying, if you're in this industry and someone runs in the ring, Mike, you know, we were doing a show in Salem, Oregon, at the Pavilion, Buddy Highway. Now, keep in mind, we're in a stadium full of Hispanics. Buddy Highway screams out, "Who here has a green card?"
Wow.
No.
He wipes his ass with the Mexican flag.
Wow.
And then tears it in half.
Tommy is working a match against him. And the guy jumps over the guardrail and Tommy fucking tackles him.
No, I didn't tackle him. No. I didn't tackle him. He jumped the railing and I said, "Get to the other side." I gave him ample opportunity. I didn't get physical with him. When he didn't move, I put my hand on his throat and I squeezed his jugular and I said, "I will choke you out right now. Get your fucking ass over the other side of the ring, the other side of the barrier." And he went right over the other side. And then you know what I did? Business as usual. I went in and beat Buddy's ass.
1000%. I'm going to tell you this. As a professional, that was the way it should have been.
Yep.
His opponent stopped a guy from getting in the ring and harming his opponent, who was his partner. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to pull the veil back all the fucking way because I don't give a shit today. Wrestling is a male-based soap opera. I put my life in your hands as my opponent. You put your life in my hands as your opponent. We play a character back and forth.
Right.
Okay? That's it. You protect me, I protect you. That's the way it's supposed to be. So if someone comes in and attacks you, I'm going to beat their ass. Like that's case in point. And that's why you saw in the video, all those guys rushed out from the locker room to stop it because they knew that this guy, and then actually, if you really watch really close, you want to know what a receipt is, ladies and gentlemen? It's when someone does something they're not supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And you give them a good one. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, case in point, I will use this as an example. When Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar fighting each other, and Braun Strowman stiffed Lesnar, and Lesnar gave him a knee to the side of the head. He's like, "All right, fuckhead," you know. There have been many instances, and I will reference this. You can watch these on YouTube. Matt Bourne, God rest his soul, had a match in the Midwest against Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Now, the story is that Jim Duggan had been at the hotel tossing back vodkas, all afternoon, and Duggan was not in his right mind. Well, Matt got in there, and Duggan got snug with him, and Matt didn't want him to be snug. So Matt rolled out of the ring, and Matt looked at him after giving him a couple of little receipt shots and said, "Are we going to work or are we going to shoot? Are we going to work or are we going to shoot?" Plain and simple. You can watch it. You can look it up on YouTube, and it's there. There are just so many instances. I will just say this right now. I mean, for God's sakes, if you're not going to take the time, a lot of people were saying that it was a clout chase. It was nothing but a clout chase because of Raj's following and all this other stuff. That's neither here nor there. It has affected the wrestling community all the way on the East Coast. Kira, I don't know. You know Black Dahlia?
Yes, I do.
And, Black Dahlia and Nate, Evil Nate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Both of them are just shook at what has happened to because they knew Stu. They're like, Stu is one of the nicest guys ever. And for this to happen was just uncalled for and just animalistic. Both of them they're just shook to the core, and they're in Kentucky, Virginia area. So I mean, or Kentucky, West Virginia area. So that's how far east it's reached as far as the community goes.
Right, right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't sleep that night. I was up till 6:30 in the morning talking to Shiloh, and then I just couldn't sleep. I had 3 hours of sleep, and Sunday I was just ruined. I was just glued to my Facebook waiting for a, uh, a response to find out what's going on with Stu. It's just devastating. Everybody's sick to their stomach just to see
Well,
that.
I
the
saw.
reason, the reason
I saw.
why this
Go ahead.
affects the wrestling community as a whole is because wrestlers and fans, and as much as kayfabe's been broken, you have Unreal, you have all these documentaries, whatever. Wrestling fans and the wrestlers especially know that when you go into the ring, you're there to put on a show, and the 2 people, 3 people, 4 people in the ring, whatever, they are there to take care of each other so that everybody can put on a good show and everybody can go home safe so they can go on another show tomorrow so they can put on another show Friday because this is their livelihood. This is what they do on a day-to-day basis. No one is trying to hurt somebody else. Otherwise, you won't have a job. I mean, even if you get a reputation for being reckless or harming people in the ring, your job is going to be a risk. No one's going to want to work with you. And in this case, and again, they call it MMA, mixed martial arts. The martial arts portion of it includes professionalism and discipline. Nobody who's on the higher end of doing martial arts is a slacker and not following a certain regimen and not knowing respect or humility. All of this went out the window. And it goes beyond going into business for yourself. This goes into really trying to bring harm to another person. And for anybody who's in the professional wrestling business, that's like, why would you do that? Like, how could you come into our business and do that?
Right.
Like, it's one thing that you're a fan, you come in and you don't take a shower. But the fact that you came in here and you decided to hurt somebody on purpose,
Right.
That's completely against the rules. And again, as you guys know, when somebody does something like this, bottom line, it hurts your money. But it hurts everybody's money because now you lose your WWE ID. You lose your affiliation as a training ground or a source ground for other promotions. You've now lost a talent, somebody who was doing good work for you who no longer can perform and help other professionals grow in the sport. And now there is going to be a cloud of doubt or maybe even animosity over management because now people are like, you let this happen, you let this happen. Oh, who dropped the ball where? And there's going to be an autopsy as far as where this fell apart. And I know that the majority of it is going to fall on Rampage Jackson, but people in management, people who are in leadership, and that's why they call them leadership, there's going to be some responsibility taken, and there's going to be some hits taken too. But at the same time, if the promotion is shut down for any amount of time, what happens to the people who work there?
Right.
And so it's this big trickle down effect that comes from one person's horrible decision, not a bad decision, horrible decision, to exercise complete lack of discipline and a complete lack of professionalism just to get what he considered to be a receipt.
Yeah. And I just want to say something too. Raja is a influencer. His job is to influence people, not be influenced by his influencers. You know what I'm saying?
He's no longer an influencer because as of now, CNN Sports reports that the video, which bears a watermark suggesting it was live streamed on the video platform Kick, showed Jackson straddling Smith before reportedly punching him in the face and side of the head. Even Smith was lying motionless. Other wrestlers had to restrain Jackson. CNN has now reported that Rampage Jackson's account has been banned from the platform of Kick. Rampage Jackson said this on Twitter. I do not condone my son's actions at all, in which he claimed that Smith was awake and stable. He says Raj suffered a concussion from sparring only days ago and had no business doing anything remotely close to physical contact. As a father, I am deeply concerned with his health and well-being of Mr. Smith. That being said, I'm very upset any of this happened, but my main concern now is Mr. Smith. We hope he makes a speedy recovery. I apologized on Raj Jackson's behalf and to Kick for the situation. So you apologizing, that doesn't make any shits for me. So basically, Knox Pro posted this on X. A statement by organizer Knox X, suggested that the incident started off as a scripted part of the show known as a work in the wrestling community, but it was not intended to go as far as it did. First and foremost, our thoughts and prayers are with our brother, Stuart Smith, as he remains a priority, and we are monitoring his well-being. The organizer also wrote, what was supposed to be planned and agreed upon wrestling spot turned to a selfish, irresponsible act of violence against Mr. Smith. An egregious act is reprehensible and should never have occurred. In the 17 years of operations of Knox Pro Wrestling Academy, there's never been anything as heinous take place such as this did. We apologize for our patrons and to our patrons and our fans. Now, I'm just going to be straight up 100% about this. When I read that statement, my first thought was, okay, they are going to make sure that Stu is taken care of, but they don't want a black mark on the professional wrestling industry, and they don't want people to think that they're going after fucking Rampage's son for money, because that's the first thing that people were saying. Oh, this is a clout thing. He's doing it for clout. A dude got fucking savagely beaten. Do you think he wants fucking internet clout for that?
Yes.
Like, I don't understand fucking people.
Here's why I think the answer is yes. He's an MMA fighter who has to maintain his tough guy image. His people saw him on video earlier getting hit in the head with a can. If you look at the video, you'll see when he hits him with the can collapses really fast and liquid flies out of it, much like what you said about the water bottle. But to his fans who know nothing about professional wrestling, oh, you just go let some white dude hit you in the head with a can? Go get your receipt. So in order to maintain his tough guy image and to maintain his clout, he's going to go out there and do what he has to do to show, yeah, I'm a badass. Yeah, I'm a tough guy.
Well, because he's 0-1 in the MMA community.
It was not a good decision. But you know what? That's just like, what if every wrestling promoter listened to the IWC?
Oh, God.
You know, if you're an influencer or you have followers, you can't listen to everything that people tell you. Hell, you can't listen to everything that people you meet on the street tell you every day. You got to make your own decisions. And again, professionalism and discipline, that's your job. Those are literally two parts of your job. If he's an MMA fighter and he killed somebody in the ring, how many more fights do you think he'd get?
None.
Yeah.
None. He over here being Tommy Gunn, motherfucking Rocky. None. You know,
he's more like the Russian. If he dies, he dies.
Break you.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so let's talk about something positive, because like that's some fucked up shit. Mr. Beast, that guy's been fucking on. He's been doing the most, man. Shout out to him for saying this, man. Basically, Mr. Beast went on Twitter. He said he is willing to pay 100% of all the medical bills. He wants to do that to help. Yeah. He says, he wants to help out any way possible. He said, dang, man, this hurts to see, especially because I read he was a veteran that used wrestling as an outlet to get over PTSD. Yeah. Genuinely, if anyone connected to him knows of a way I can help, please reach out. If his kid is a fan or I can help with the hospital bills, I don't care. I will help. Dude, for him to help, that's awesome. You know, right? You know, it's noted that Stu's brother said that he's in stable condition, but he's in stable condition, but is still in critical care after being badly attacked by Ross Jackson at Knox Pro Wrestling Academy. The assault shocked the wrestling world and led to an LAPD investigation, which left him with broken bones in his face, loss of teeth as well. So here's my question: why haven't the police picked that fucking kid up already?
He's been arrested.
Oh, he has.
Wait,
he has been arrested.
When has he been arrested?
That's what I was looking at on YouTube just now.
And it should be somewhere on Twitter.
Is there a video of him being arrested?
I'll tell you in a second.
I'll look it up.
Well, okay, so the reason they hadn't picked him up is because they literally were waiting on Stu to see if he would become conscious or if he was going to not make it. they were holding off because they need to see if Stu is going to press charges. Well, Stu has to be able to talk.
Correct.
And he's in no shape right now to be giving any statements or saying yes, because they can't go off a damn nod because, you know, he didn't lose his vocal ability. He just can't talk because his jaw's broke, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, I just say that they were talking about how, you know, Stu was unconscious. The fact is that there was a statement made that he almost choked on his blood and his teeth in the middle of the ring. So he literally almost died. If it wouldn't have been from being knocked cold, it would have been from suffocation or exasperation from blood and teeth, which is just, I mean, come on now. I mean, it's just, it's such a disheartening thing to see because and I hate to use this term, but the woke wrestling fans and new generation of wrestlers, anything time you talk about getting rough, they get so up in arms about everything. They get so upset, and it's just like, to me, where half these people, nobody's speaking on it. I mean, the people that are speaking on it aren't the woke fans. They're not the ones that bring the biggest controversy. They're the ones that are the most diehard people that they're not woke. They're just shocked at what happened. I mean, it's the same. Well, okay, let's roll it back like about 10, 15 years or so, and we'll let's visit the mass transit incident. Right?
You could probably do a top 3 for New Jack, but okay.
I'm okay. I'm being okay. I'm not doing this for clout. I'm not doing this to toot my own horn. But Jerome and I were really good friends.
Yeah.
And I used to ask him. I picked his brain about stuff like that. And you know, and I don't defend him in his actions, but you have to think about how crazy New Jack was. New Jack was notorious for being high on coke all the time. You know, that's why he could do half the shit that he could do. Is because he had no sense of reality. What had happened with mass transit is he had, number one, falsified a document for his age.
Yep.
Saying that he was over the age of 18, so he could wrestle in the state.
And falsified his credentials.
He falsified his credentials. He lied to the promoter. So the promoter said, "Okay, cool. We'll put. I need somebody to fill in. You can tag up with Devon, no problem. You know, because Bubba Ray can make it. Cool, whatever. It's a fill in. It's a hot shot show. It's not a big deal. Number two, he walked up to New Jack and said, you know, my family is here. I'd like to do this, and this. Okay, that was mistake number one. Like, you went and told the guy who's been doing it for over 20 years, who is notorious for in-ring violence, that this is what we're going to do. And then number three, he told Jack that he had never bled before and he'd never bladed. He asked Jack to cut him. He asked him to cut him. So the guy's going to cut you the way that he cuts himself. And that's ear to ear.
Look at his forehead.
You know?
Hey, hold on. I want to watch this video right here.
Okay.
There's been a new video that dropped.
I don't think the arrest video on YouTube is legit.
No, I was looking for that, but I couldn't find that. But I did find something that
AI is wonderful.
I want to share this. Yeah, AI. Fuck AI. Let's watch this video real quick.
Raja Obama.
This is Raja Jackson, son of legendary fighter Quentin Rampage Jackson, and if you haven't seen the video yet, he got into some pretty bad shit last night. So to give some backstory to this whole thing, Raja was invited by his friend AJ Mana, someone who's wrestling on the card that night for Knox Wrestling. Raja even stays.
Okay, so wait a second. I didn't know they were fucking friends.
I didn't either.
later that he does not care about wrestling, that he's only here to support his friend AJ.
Yeah, AJ's mono's on the fight card. That's the only reason why I'm here.
AJ takes Raja to the back to meet the wrestlers that he's familiar with, the ones that he actually knows.
As Presidente, I fucking hate you. I hate this dude. Worse.
And that's when Psycho Stu decides to come up behind Raja, stick his belly out, hands at the hips to get some camera time. Raja, unfazed, not caring, just decides to keep talking to the dudes until Psycho Stu decides to take matters into his own hands.
Where's the real McKill at? Where's he at?
You don't need to worry about him. You need to be worried about Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu?
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little... Oh, you don't...
This is where things start to go south. Unfortunately, the dude was probably pretty drunk already, didn't know what was going on, and saw the camera and Raja and thought that this was some sort of skit or that Raja was another pro wrestler recording something for the promotion. The worst part about it being that this guy took one of these prop cans to Raja's head, not knowing that Raja was already recovering from a concussion that he got in light.
Okay, he said prop can. Let's go. Let's keep going with that.
Sparring
Prop
from the spinning kid just a couple days ago.
No, I didn't go with my pops. How does my head feel? I'm still fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie. It's part of the reason why I didn't stream earlier. I was supposed to stream going to fucking paintballing with AJ, but my head was fucked up. I was throwing up and shit. My dad is.
Okay, then why the fuck are you out?
I'm fucked up right now, guys. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I know I need a fucking rest, but yeah, so I'm gonna take a break from it for a while, but you know, my coach, my lifting coach and shit, one of my teammates, Andre, who was on the stream the last time, is having a pro wrestling show, and I told him I will come and support, and then I wanted to bring you guys with me. You know what I'm saying?
So AJ is his friend, his lifting coach. So AJ brought him to the show.
Get an MRI. I'm gonna go definitely get checked out on Monday though. Yeah, I was throwing up and shit. My head still feels like funny. I'm not even gonna cap.
You can then hear Stu ask Raja if he's gonna sell it when he has to get reminded by his fellow wrestlers that he is not one of them and is not one of the workers.
He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it? No, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro. Nah, I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will. We're good.
I will fuck him up, bro. I don't play that shit, man.
After telling Raja that he didn't know who he was, Stu then gets reprimanded by AJ. AJ gets pretty upset and lets him know that he's just a worker and that he needs to not be on all the time.
You good. Apologize for that, man. We can fix that. You hear me?
Yeah.
Tracy. So what are you going? Good, dude.
So wait, so he says he's a worker and not doesn't need to be on all the time.
No, he was telling Stu, you're a worker. You don't need to be on all the time.
Okay, so you're a worker. You don't need to be on all the time. But did he not just make that statement that he was in character when he told Raja to get the receipt?
Yep.
Bingo.
So
Okay, so I have a question.
He just fucking
I have a question.
He just
I have a
fucked himself.
question.
Shoot.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Did AJ know that Raja had a concussion?
You know what? That's the $1 million question, because earlier in the video he said my lifting coach Andre, which is AJ, knows that I'm fucked up, and he told me I should get an MRI.
That's not good.
So
that's not good.
I'm just gonna straight up say this right now, AJ, you are a piece of shit. You can come at me, you can come to me, you can see me, bro. You're a piece of shit because you knew that kid was fucked up. You told him to get an MRI. Then he came to this show and then you told him to get a fucking receipt. So you basically pointed the gun at somebody like you did that shit. I'm holding you responsible for it. Now this video is putting your ass on blast, bro.
No, that Stu does this all the time and constantly mistakes stuff for being a part of the storyline.
Sorry about that. He always think that we're working over here like it's part of the fucking storyline.
Is that Pearl standing in front of Roger?
Yeah, yeah.
Kalia, Rampage. And so
No, bro.
Go ahead, Stu. It's up.
After getting rejected twice, Stu realizes that Roger was having no parts of his apology until somebody suggests that Roger can interrupt his match and give him his receipt Then Roger accepts the
I
apology.
appreciate it.
I didn't know. I thought you were working.
Oh, Stu don't look drunk to me.
I get it. We're working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your matches. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you know
what I'm saying? We're always working. So we'll set it up. I'll have him come out during your match so we can fucking seal the whole thing and we'll make something out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Pearl got that Samoan curve.
Now you just involved fucking Rampage himself because that's his boy. No, he can handle it.
Yeah, I can handle myself. Yeah, I can handle myself.
Rampage gonna come whoop your ass.
You don't need his dad. He handle his own shit.
Yeah, I got my own shit.
After setting up the interruption for Roger on Stu's match, AJ comes over and lets him know the game plan and tries to explain what went on with Stu.
I was in the swing. No. What he thought was he was a pro. I understand. Yeah, another thing is, even when we are working like that, you don't fucking,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So you don't. He's a fucking idiot. Hey. So when you run in on his shit, you fucking give him his receipt. Remember what a receipt is? Give him that fucking receipt. Don't tag his shit. If you got a fucking problem with it, I'll fucking run out there.
Tag his shit.
If they got a problem with it, I'll run out there.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that right there. That
I
right
didn't
there.
see him.
Not only did you not see him, but bro, you are the fucking bad guy here. You really told him if they got a problem with it, meaning if the boys got a problem with it, fuck the boys. That's how I'm seeing it. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong, but that's the way that came across to me. Fuck the boys. If they got a problem with it, they can see me. That's the way that came out. Am I wrong?
No.
Reno would never have had that.
I fucking know Reno wouldn't. That's why this right here. I'm glad this video, the whole thing, is being put out here. This is from his kick. This is from his kick page channel. So someone.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that Reno's getting a lot of heat on this. It's not Reno's fault.
Exactly.
You know?
That's why I wanted to come on and I wanted to do this the right way.
Right.
After being given the go-ahead to give this guy his receipt, Roger's on go mode for the rest of the night.
I'll get it there. Hey, as long as I get my lick back, I'm straight. I'm straight.
This is kind of the turning point in the night as Roger gets time to chill out and kind of think about everything and gets rage baited by all the comments in the stream.
This nigga got knocked out. I didn't even get knocked out. I didn't even fuck that guy up. Cause nigga, if I would have done something, then they would have kicked me out of this shit. Then there would be no more stream today. That shit pissed me off, bro. It didn't even hurt. It just pissed me off. I know this is crazy. This is like my third or fourth stream.
Now, at this point of the night, Roger's dad, Rampage, got informed of what's been going on with his son on his kick stream through the comments.
I'm watching the stream. I'm watching my son's stream. Where the fuck? Oh, he at the pro wrestling thing. I'm good, King Cat. I'm good. He at a pro wrestling event. Let me call my son. Yeah, he at a pro wrestling event. Around men in tights and shit. I looked at his stream. Sorry. No, it's too loud. Apologize, right? Hey, yo. Did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights, nigga?
You said what?
Did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights?
No.
Why didn't you tell me?
No.
You got a problem. Do I need to send my goons over there?
No.
Do I need to send my goon?
So it runs in the family.
Did your coach take care of everything?
Oh yeah, he just showed his ass right there.
So I looked at your stream because my chat was going crazy, and then by the time I popped in your stream, you was hugging on a dude in some damn tights.
Man, shut the fuck up.
Man, you shut the fuck up. I looked at your stream, nigga. You were hugging on some dude with some booty shorts.
I wasn't fucking hugging on nobody.
I saw you, nigga. I saw you
So
hugging.
he's
on
gaslighting right now.
No, I don't got no sexual fantasy, nigga. I got some eyeballs. I saw you
making shit up.
I ain't make nothing up. Okay. Was you not around a bunch of dudes with some damn
I'm at a fucking pro wrestling show.
Oh, you're the pro wrestling show.
Rampage is a bitch too. Fuck Rampage.
Nigga, I thought you at a
Fuck Rampage.
I mean, you're not wrong.
bitch.
After this, yeah.
When Rampage Jackson, you watching this, you're a fucking bitch.
I want to bait his son into do all
Now y'all
this
got my
too.
son, man.
Damn.
Now he gaslit him.
You sure did.
Are y'all happy now?
You had to light the fuse on your son, you little bitch. You an abusive motherfucker too.
So we got
For
multiple
the rest of the
witnesses
night,
already.
Roger gets successfully rage baited by every single person in his comments, letting him know that he's a fake crash out, a pussy, pushover, and just gets disrespected everywhere that he goes.
I'm a fake crash out. All right, bet. You about to see you about to see how fake of a crash out I am. Now I get a chance to get in the ring and do some shit to him. How many subs to knock him out? That's a good question.
Wow.
Fucking can.
Yeah, chickens like that.
Exactly. Watch. My dad
Wait. So this motherfucker talking about how many subs y'all gonna give me to knock him out?
Right.
There's your premeditation right there. There's your premeditation right there. You dumb ass
Take
idiot.
out.
You literally just set yourself up to go to jail. You stupid motherfucker.
never call me a bitch. Straight up. Tell me to fake him. They say I can hit him for real.
I know, right? Fucking little bitch.
Bitch.
People think this shit's sweet. People think this shit's a fucking game. Straight up, bro.
You sound like DMX. It's a game. This is a fucking game.
Like I said, guys, I'm really fucking humble at the end of the day. This nigga ain't no fighter, but I'm gonna really have to show him, like, nigga, you can't just hit a fucking can on my goddamn face. W, if you want to see me, you want to see if I can pick him up. W. It was not a fake can, bro. It was not a fake can. I'm telling you that shit right now. It didn't hurt, but it wasn't a fake can. That was a real ass can.
Literally, they said it was a fake can. Get your shit straight.
It's a prop.
Cooked by the comments, Roger gets in the ring, hands up and asks one of the workers when the guy's coming out so he can interrupt and slam the dude.
I don't know when I'm getting in the ring. I can ask. I'm gonna go ask. Let's go ask. Y'all gonna let me know when I'm getting in the ring? Okay.
Right during the next match, I'm gonna sit right behind you. I'm gonna give you a tap.
All right, bet.
That was the only thing Roger needed to know. Now he knew that he was gonna fuck that dude up once he got that signal, and then that signal finally came.
That's my old ring song right there.
Roger then
When I
starts to
get
pull
high,
everything
get
out of his
high on
pocket one by
speed.
one and hand it over to his trainer. And I think at this point there was no getting Roger back. He was dead set on what he was going to go in there and do. While Roger gets ready to interrupt the match, the cameraman's getting different angles and even getting a little bit excited for the fight himself.
Oh, let's do this.
I can't really read what they're saying right here, but I know that the guy behind him is the one that gave him the signal to go ahead and interrupt the match.
That's another witness.
Look at the way he's bouncing, bro.
Yep.
Yep. We already have like multiple witnesses already.
That's you.
You!
Oh yeah, we don't need to watch the rest of that. I don't need to watch the rest of that.
So
For the
Raja
rest of the video,
admitted.
You can't really hear anything. The audio is pretty messed up. I don't know what happened to the camera, but it happened to stay that way. Basically, the point of it is Roger he basically gets jumped right here. He got bit a couple times. He gets walked out of the place, and they follow him out.
A lot of sleeping.
Terrible. Raja makes it outside of the venue, and as you can see, kind of behind him, I want you to pay attention to this dude in the blue. He follows him. He makes some threats to him. He's basically trying to get him to come back. I think what he was trying to do is distract him long enough for the police to come, because I know that they had called the police immediately after that he attacked him. So I'm guessing he was going to try and fight him or stall him long enough to keep
Is
him
that in
there.
Sun Valley?
I don't know. Point of it
Yeah,
is he was
that's
trying
what
to
it looked like to
Raja
me.
into fight
I seen
somebody
Lakersham,
else.
so yeah.
That looks like
Motherfuckers playing with me, bro. Real
the
shit.
5 freeway is like right down the
One
street.
little bitch and fucking bit me. I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and shit. Call me bitch and shit. Not no fucking bitch, bro.
Bitch.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna stand up for my fucking self because I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me, bro.
And again,
Real
bad boy.
shit.
Come on, man. We leaving, man. We're walking away, bro. Let's not take it serious. Let's go. Come on, Roger. Let's go. Let's go, Roger. Let's go. Roger, let's go.
Oh, he is a
Roger,
bitch.
I'm telling you, let's go.
Oh wait, you don't want to let him go? You don't want to let him swing on somebody that can see him swinging on him?
Oh, you backing up?
Who's the guy holding him back?
The camera guy, his
You
buddy.
can't do shit to me, bro. You can't do shit to me. You can't fuck with me, bro. You can't fuck with me.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, you chopper.
Oh, don't need to see all that shit again.
Roger might go to jail. He might get banned off kick too.
Yeah, he might go to jail.
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
jail.
He's like he might
Rampage.
get banned on kick. Is that what you fucking care about?
I mean,
Yeah.
sadly, kicks allow
That's what
that.
he cares about.
Pause that. So I'm going to say this right now. As a trained fighter, your hands and feet are registered weapons.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
If you are in a social environment and something pops off, you can be held responsible if you hurt somebody, even if you were defending yourself, because you
Correct.
committed assault with a deadly weapon.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And
So
there was a lot of
I
multiple witnesses.
hope and pray that when the police arrest this motherfucker.
Witness.
See,
Oh yeah, hold on.
see,
That's
and
it.
here's the thing, BJ. Let me tell you this. In Oregon, when we had a boxing and wrestling commission that gave a damn, and we had licenses that we had to obtain every year. If we went to court for an assault, because this happened to me, I kid you not, I went to court as a licensed wrestler because I was in a bar fight, but I did not swing whatsoever. All I did was deflect. And the judge said to me, Mr. Kirk, are you aware that your hands and feet are registered with the state of Oregon as lethal weapons? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you are a licensed professional wrestler through the Oregon State Boxing and Wrestling Commission, which means you are a licensed fighter, which means that your hands and feet are licensed weapons.
Yep.
Like when that kid jumped the guardrail and I broke his jaw and his eye socket. The reason the commissioner came down on BCW so strong was because I beat that guy's ass. And as an athlete, as a professional wrestler, I was the one they were like, yeah, they wanted to try to prosecute me if he didn't spit in my face. That right there, that's what saved my ass. He spit in my face. He came over that fucking barrier. That was the measure 11 that he would have got.
Mm-hmm.
That's what saved me from going to jail for beating that guy's ass.
I see what you did there with the measure 11. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Dick.
So going back to the video, Raja admitted twice that he was not hurt by the beer can. It didn't hurt him.
3 times.
So, was it 3 times? Well,
Yep.
however, he said he wasn't hurt, he wasn't injured, wasn't hurt, and he still went in there and did what he did. Fucking disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Clout chaser.
Yep.
I'm
There
a
was a
little
lot of witnesses.
I'm a little upset by the simple fact that AJ, who is a professional fucking wrestler,
Should have known.
he should have been loyal to the boys, loyal to the fucking place that made him a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
because of him, he threw Knox Pro under the bus. And like, not only did he throw Knox Pro under the bus, he threw everyone that's ever fucking been involved with the wrestling business under the bus. He basically said, let those motherfuckers come out.
Do you think AJ knew that Raj would have gone as far as he did?
Honestly, that's a moot point. That's a moot point right now, because the simple fact that he gassed him up, just like his piece of shit daddy, he gassed him up. And literally, the thing that fucked my head is when he said, yeah, let them come out. I got you. Like, basically, he's saying, if them motherfuckers don't like it, they can see me. Like, bro, you don't do that.
That's an insult.
Like, you don't do that.
Right.
And now everybody who is trained at Knox Pro that has not made a big contract, AEW, WWE stuff, now they have to say, yeah, I was trained by Rikishi. They can't even say I was trained by Knox Pro, because now this is the center of controversy.
So once
Well,
again,
it'll all come out. It'll all come out in the wash. You know, it's like some people are only seeing the initial video of the beer can and of the fight. They're not seeing everything that you guys and I have seen. You know, so all the truth is going to come out. And I think Knox Pro will definitely, you know, yeah, they have a black cloud over their head right now, but they'll come out on top. They'll shake the dust off and they'll get through this. I know they will.
I feel bad for them, because I know they worked hard to get that WWE ID. You know, they've been sending people to the Fed for years. You don't even know it. You know, Ricardo Rodriguez is another Knox Pro guy. You know, Rusev, like I said earlier, another Knox Pro guy. It's like, dude, like, you don't understand. Like, Reno has dedicated his life to this shit. Like, and now it's ruined because of some fucking asshole. AJ Mana, you were a piece of shit. I'm saying it right now on this show. Not Bad Blood. BJ Darden said you were a piece of shit. You can find me. I'll fucking text you my address if you need it. Like, you can come at me, bro, because you were a piece of shit.
No, we don't need any more violence. You know, we need to.
Yeah, but that guy needs to be blackballed.
Yeah, but we don't need any more violence. You know, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, we need to kill Raja." No. Let the police deal with it.
Let the police handle that shit.
You should definitely be arrested for sure.
I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, we witnessed something that's
should never happen.
Just something that should have never happened.
Right.
You know, people in this industry, and I'm talking about the people that are on this screen right now that have been in this industry for fucking decades. We know how wrestling is. We know how the fandom is. We know how fans like to gas up, you know, people. But we also know that in this industry, there are rules. There are rules, there are regulations, not just I'm not saying wrestling rules, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about rules for the boys. Like, wrestling is a fraternity. Not everybody should be involved in that fraternity. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, it was really hard for people to get involved with wrestling. You had to go to a reputable school. You had to learn the business before even being allowed to take part in it. Nowadays, you buy yourself a ring from fucking High Spots, and now you're a wrestler.
You make yourself the champ.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You buy yourself some tights. You're the booker, the owner, the champion. You have all the belts. You're the world champion of your little city. You never go anywhere. You never been trained, or you. There's a wrestler here in Oregon and Washington that did this. You take an AEW background and you superimpose your picture on there and tell everybody you work dark matches. To get clout.
That was funny.
George Amosha's in the house.
Sure.
That sounds like an exciting thing to do, though.
Yeah, it just is.
So before we wrap up, I've got 3 apologies to make.
Wrap up? I just got here.
Yeah, I know, man. You're late. You're on the late train.
You're late to the party.
I'm on that CP time.
I'll let you get your 2 cents in though, George. Go ahead, Julian.
So 3 apologies. Number 1, I'd like to apologize to Travis Scott because I thought you were the worst person to ever run in the ring and had no business of pro wrestling when you came to WrestleMania. I have been proven wrong. You're not the worst.
Wow.
Apologies number 2 to Floyd Money Mayweather.
Wow.
Who I also thought had no business in the wrestling ring. But when he punched Big Show and Big Show said, break my nose, I mean, that's all he did, and he did not do what he could have done. And number 3, I apologize to I Show Speed, who I also said, oh my God, you're the worst. You have no business being in the ring. But he never hurt nobody. I think he got hurt, actually.
Oh my God, I
He was the one
hate
that got-
I Show
Those
Speed.
3 people who I said, you're the fucking worst and you don't belong in the ring, I wholeheartedly apologize because Rampage Jackson has proven what it
To be
means
the worst.
to be the worst person to step in the ring.
Julian?
And for the record, I apologize to Logan Paul years ago.
Julian, we
Yeah.
should also apologize to Chris Jericho because Chris Jericho was involved with Mickey Rooney. And
Mickey
also,
Rourke, yeah.
Mickey Rooney?
Mickey Rourke, and also Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman, yeah.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. You remember the whole robot boxing thing? Hugh Jackman legitimately broke Chris Jericho's jaw with a punch.
I thought that was Dolph Ziggler.
You know, that was
No, it was Jericho.
No, in the match when he helped Zack Ryder.
No.
Oh, that was Dolph Ziggler.
It was
That was against Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, don't try to quit. Don't try to come at Hermosa with trivia.
Yeah,
bad.
he's still not over it.
I have a funny story about I Show Speed.
Go
So
ahead,
I work in a haunted house during the haunted season. I work at the 17th door. It's an
I
extreme
love that.
haunt.
I just watched the reality show. Just
Yeah,
watched it.
so I Show Speed came through and I actually got to suffocate him and shock him in that room. Now, we didn't know what was going on in other people's room, but he was a complete terror to everyone. We have a cockroach room, and the guy working the cockroach room knew what was going on. So he covered I Show Speed in cockroaches.
Oh
I mean, covered him. So when he came into my room, he's just like dripping cockroaches, and I was like trying to stay in character, but I'm terrified of cockroaches.
Wait. Are these real cockroaches?
Yeah,
real cockroaches.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm tapping
ew.
out.
Yes.
Tapping
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
agree.
can't fuck with cockroaches, bro.
On Roku, I just watched it on Roku. They have the 17th Door reality show that they did.
Yeah,
I
it's called Spook Show 17.
Yeah, I just
I may have
watched
to
the
watch
whole thing. I binge watched it.
Gross.
Well, you should come to the haunt sometime.
Well, I will have to make a trip out there.
Yeah, he's on the
It's-
East Coast.
It's on my bucket list.
So, George, what is your take on the situation?
The situation, I hate him. Jersey Shore. Oh, Knox Pro. That's what we're talking about. By the way, did you know Knox Pro is literally 3 minutes from my house? I literally drove by the place Saturday and Sunday. Or no, Sunday and what's today? Monday.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just curious, like if there's gonna be like things around. By the way, speaking of Chris Jericho, do you know Chris Jericho donated $2,500 to the GoFundMe?
That's
Wow.
good.
He's actually
That's
usually
good.
pretty good about that.
Like, say what you want about Chris Jericho, whatever his politics are, whether he's annoying about the learning tree. Chris Jericho looks out for the boys. So say what you want about him, like he will always donate to something for the cause that has to do with professional wrestlers. So bravo to Chris Jericho, as far as that goes. I mean, I'm sure you guys already covered it. I'm sure you guys already said whatever needed to be said, but it's like, I just responded to somebody's, like, I don't know, it was Facebook or Instagram, whatever it was. I think like Shane, who's the fighter? Sean Strickland. He's like an MMA fighter. Sean Strickland.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think it's MMA. He put something up that said like, I'm always for rehab. I always prefer rehab over prison, the system, whatever, And I was like, I'm a conversationalist. I'm not going to be like, no, you're wrong. But it's like, I get where he's coming from. I get the whole rehabilitation aspect of, hey, maybe you need to go through a system. I'm not saying 1 or 2 or 4 is okay, but I'm saying like at some point it goes from, okay, that's assault and battery. Oh shit, this is attempted murder. You know what I mean? It's like, God
Yeah.
forbid, like, what would happen if the guy didn't come in and get in between them? Like, and I see that all the time. I see that with like those fights that happen at like stadiums or Raider games, mostly Raider games. You know, or like when you see somebody like a sucker punch, or you see somebody like, you know, we've seen people get kicked in the head when they're unconscious.
Correct.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't want to be the bad guy here. I don't want to say this. Sometimes some people need a smack in the face, right? I'm all for talking it out first. I'm all for, hey, let's be adults, let's be grown-ups. But sometimes, like, man, that guy kind of deserves to get smacked in the face. So I'm all for like one or two to kind of send the message. But like at some point, it's like when do you stop? Like, when is it? Like, all right, they got the message. They got this, you know, whatever it is. Like, and yes, rehab should be an option, but at some point it's like, no, like your ass needs to rehabilitate while in prison. And have you guys talked about AJ Mana at all?
Yeah. We watched a video where basically he incriminated the fuck out of himself.
Yeah.
From his post, right?
Oh no. Even worse.
Okay, no, because you saw his post, right?
Oh yeah, I saw his. I read his post. I read the statement.
So, and again, I've been in locker rooms with AJ Mana. I'm actually supposed to be in a locker room with AJ Mana come September 7th, out in Los Angeles. I am kind of curious if he's going to be there. I'm sure he's not going to want to talk about it. I'm sure he's going to be like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about it," whatever it is, you know. I've personally never had an issue with them, so I'm not going to be one of those people that talk smack about something that I've never dealt with, you know. But I will say, and I'll send over the screenshot of a group chat, because we've all had group chats about this. I said, I guarantee when he makes a statement, he's going to say that he was in character. And he said that,
I saw that earlier.
I knew it. I knew that he was going to do that. I don't know. It's everything just it sucks. Unavoidable. It was totally avoidable. I feel bad for obviously a lot of the families that are involved. I mean, God forbid, because I've been thinking about going to a show. Literally, it's 3 minutes from my house, guys. It's 3 minutes from my house. So I was like, dude, I should go to one of the shows. And thank God I didn't go to that show, because when I would have went with my child, he would have been traumatized forever. He probably would have wanted me to stop wrestling. But yeah, dude, it's so unfortunate. These unfortunate situations where it could have been avoided. Yeah, I mean, it's clearly the blowback is still happening. Like, this isn't something that is going to fade away. Even though we had two major PLE / pay-per-views over the last 24 hours, this is still being talked about. And yeah, I think WWE made the right choice by dropping them from their ID program. It sucks because, you know, Rikishi's great, and I'm sure he's going to be. We saw how opinionated he is when his son gets booked incorrectly, even though he's the world champion. So yeah, I mean, it should be interesting what we see from Knox Pro from here on in.
Well, I will tell you this, George. Me and you were in that same group chat, so I know you did say that like hours before it even popped up. But the video we just watched, and I urge you to go back and watch the last 20 minutes of the show when you get an opportunity, because the video was a full video of the night's events coming from not just Rampage's kick, but also Raja's kick. And it categorized everything from what happened in the beginning to the end. And AJ, the statements that AJ made, they couldn't have been in character because they were behind the scenes between him, and no one even knew. Like, it wasn't even brought up that him and AJ were friends, and that he came to see AJ, and that AJ was his trainer, one of his trainers, and knew that he had a concussion and still told him to go do that. So in my opinion, AJ pointed the gun, AJ pulled the trigger. AJ was one of the reasons why that happened.
I kind of figured because I have AJ Mana as one of my we follow each other on Instagram. After our first match, he was like, "Hey, you're great, you know, let's follow each other on Instagram." You know, I'm like, yeah, great. Again, I never had an issue with them. So like, I see he's got that MMA background, and as soon as I saw Raja, my first thought was like, "Oh, I bet AJ invited him," you know. And then there was that phone, and I saw things in out of order. Then there was that phone call, and he was like, "Hey, whatever." It's like, "Oh, is he talking to AJ Mana on the phone?" And he says like Andre, and that thing pissed me when he said "my bad." I'm like, this guy does not deserve to be a free man. The way he just like, "Oh, my bad," like, oh my god, like that is so like. That gut wrenches me. The way he's like, "Oh my bad," like, "Oh my
No
god,"
remorse.
it gives me like just goosebumps just saying it like that. Like, oh my god! And then when he gets back in the car, he's like huffing and puffing. Like, dude, this guy. I've seen that kind of behavior in person. I'm like, that's not normal. I don't. Do you guys remember like a fighter named War Machine?
Yes.
He like beat up a porn star one time, but I was at a party one time when he was there before everything happened, and he was just knocking out people for reals. And I'm like, I'm not getting anywhere near this guy. And that's the same kind of behavior I saw. And look at him now; he's like in jail because he like literally pummeled. And again, another person that like literally pretty much beat somebody near death. And I forgot why. I forgot how they were able to escape. But like, yeah, this is just behavior that should not just be, out in the open. Concussion or not, history or not. Like, okay, well, let's rectify it by putting him behind bars. I'll
be honest with you. With that type of behavior, that type of attitude, and that type of mentality, him going to prison probably will be a really bad thing for him because he will start a fight with someone in prison and then he will not get out of prison. Like something is wrong with that kid, and he needs some fucking help. But he doesn't.
How much accountability do you think Rampage should take?
Oh! I mean, watch the video, George. Rampage fucking lit the fuse for him. Rampage is an emotional, abusive motherfucker. Like watching that video and watching the conversation between them two, bro. That he might as well have walked in the ring and did this shit himself. Because the way he gassed him up like that, bro, I have kids. I would never do my kids like that, bro. Never do my kids like that.
Never gaslight them.
Like that's far beyond gaslighting.
Yeah.
So, BJ, that thing that I sent you, that Chael Sonnen.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Send that to all these.
Yeah, I'm going to
send it to him because Chael Sonnen, who former UFC, he had his take on it. And he's like, he didn't badmouth anybody, and he says Raja is basically the Raja that you saw in the ring is not the Raja that people know. That was totally out of pocket for Raja to do, because Raja is a very courteous person, And Chael Sonnen, he went on record and he broke it down, what it is, and because. And it was very intellectual, and he didn't badmouth anybody. He stated facts, and he put everything into perspective.
And I'll tell you something about Chael Sonnen, bro. I didn't know who the fuck he was, and I was at a wrestling show, and I fucking threw water in his face, and I was fucking full on heel. I was like, I'll beat your ass, dude. Come over here. And then I get back to the back. Tommy goes, "Do you know what that is?" I'm like, "Some fucking fan." He's like, "No, bro." He told me who it was. I'm like, "Oh shit."
You want to know why? Because I made the same mistake. I was 6 inches from his nose, and I'm like, "You think what I do is so easy? Why don't you get in there and do it?"
And then he came back to the back, and I'm like, "I'm about to fight this motherfucking guy." And he walks up and he gives me a hug. Bro, that shit was fucking awesome. I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool."
That was you remember with him, he came with his entourage, and he asked if he could come in the back. It was when Matt was working, and that was the night that was right after his fight with Anderson Silva.
Yep, that was at NWWA.
And no, that wasn't it. That was at BCW.
That was at BCW. Oh yeah, it was BCW.
And I looked at him. And I asked him about the Superman punch. I said, "What a part of wrestling is a Superman punch?" And he's like. He tried to give me an excuse. I stuck my chin out and I said, "Go ahead. I know you want to knock me out because it'll be the only one you get all year. Come on."
Yeah. He fucking egged him on, but he was such a cool guy, and he knew his place. Yeah. He knew like I threw water in this guy's face, bro. Like that's them's fighting words, But but he was such a professional that he was like, "Yo, this is all part of the story. It's all part of the gear, the gimmick."
He knew the difference.
He knew the fucking difference. Plain and simple.
He was smart.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank our panel for being on here today. Even the late great George Hermosa, who shows up late, but he is still great.
The late great.
Hey,
you're not wrong.
I put you over, bro. I put you over. I could have been like,
Oh,
could
yeah,
have been like,
George over.
could have been like Hulk Hogan. Damn, George, I wish you was still here.
See, I got my things wrong. I thought we were on CP time.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh,
we're on Lucha time for you. I know.
Yeah. That's right. What's later though? What's later, CP or Lucha time?
Oh, Lucha time all day.
Okay, yeah.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you guys on Wednesday for trivia, which maybe George will show up for that. Who knows?
I wish.
I am the reigning trivia champion, George. So come get some.
Thanks for having me, BJ.
Hey, thank you for joining us too, ladies and
All right,
gentlemen.
I
Have a
love
good
you.
night. I love you too.
All right.